Zaria's basically saying, I'm rich, you're poor.
I didn't say that.
Your opinions mean nothing to me.
But
I've seen what makes you boo. No, I've seen what makes you cheer.
Quite literally,
your boos
though.
mean nothing to me. What's going on, guys? You are tuned in to the Punchin The Clock podcast with djsmillz, your 9 to 5 show. And today we have a special guest, Miss Zharia Rahn.
Hello. Hi.
Zharia is a model designer for children's TV animation who is currently designing for Disney TVA. Since graduating from the Cleveland Institute of Art with a BFA in animation, she's worked on several Disney TV productions such as Moon Girl, The Owl House, Hamster and Gretel, and dozens of TV shorts, and also her current production, Chibiverse. Ladies and gentlemen, Zharia Rahn.
Hello. Hi. Hi. That's a very good introduction. But yeah, my name is Zharia Rahn. I'm a designer for Disney TV animation. Let's go. So that's it. Yeah.
How you feel?
I feel good. Yeah, it's cool to be able to come and talk to somebody about
you do,
what I do, and then vent a little bit, just talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, with like you say, you have an amazing resume.
Aw.
Big fan of your work.
Thank you.
I do want to talk about the day that you got the email from Disney or the notification from Disney, but
okay.
I want to take it back.
Okay.
So what was it like, that application process and some of the emotions you were going through?
Oh, goodness. Okay, so the application process for getting the internship initially, it started with the head of my animation department, Anthony. He basically, he knew a recruiter at Disney TVA, and she came and she gave portfolio reviews, and bada bing, bada boom. We ended up doing a review with each other, and I actually really liked her. We had a very good conversation, and I asked her flat out, I was like, how do I compare to other internship applicants? And she was like, no one's ever asked me that question before. And then she was like, I think you should definitely apply. And then I applied, and then 3 weeks later I got it. But I applied the day the applications went live, which was really, I think that might have had a little bit of an impact on it, that I applied the day it went live. And about a couple weeks later, I got reached out to right after my BFA, actually my BFA thesis. So about 3 hours after I just presented my BFA thesis to the entire school, I had an interview with Disney TVA, and they gave me a rundown of what I'd be doing and the people I'd be, the show I potentially would be on if I got the internship. And it was just a really chill, kind of just like this, a really chill, casual conversation. Then the next day, I got a phone call, and they were I got a phone call, and they basically said, they asked me would you like to intern with us? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to intern with y'all. And then that was it.
This is Disney we're talking about, right? Yeah. So were you a big Disney kid growing up?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I was more, I'm not even gonna lie, I was a Cartoon Network kid.
Okay.
Because I feel like anybody who knows me knows how not how chaotic I am.
Yeah,
but
no, that's definitely the word that you're looking for. Don't try to.
Yeah, no, anybody who knows me knows that I am a Cartoon Network person. My sense of humor is very edgy. Yeah. It's not so squeaky clean. It's kind of amazing that I'm working at Disney. But I love.
How did this happen?
Right. But no, I love my job. I love the content we make. It's actually very cute, very wholesome. And sometimes I don't want to make something edgy. Sometimes I just want to be a normal girl.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to make something cute and cutesy. So that's what we're doing.
And it's funny you bring up Cartoon Network, because you actually not interned with Adult Swim, right? Or you worked with Adult Swim?
Okay, so the tea on that was I
Okay.
never got to work with Adult Swim.
Okay.
Basically, the spring of 2020, that was the first internship I ever got,
Yeah.
technically. Spring of 2020, I essentially interviewed with them and I got the job for production. I was a production intern.
Production.
That's a little different from what I was doing at Disney TV. Disney TV was more artsy, more hands-on. Production is the behind the scenes of animation. The animations are certain faucets. Production is like its own separate world versus the art and animation side. But production is like people who manage it, like who is managing the artwork, sending it out to Korea or Australia, wherever it's being animated. You're basically the line of communication between the artists and the studio, between the artist, the studio, and the animation studio from overseas, most likely. I'm not sure if I should expand on that. If
No,
that makes
hey,
sense.
whatever you're willing to share.
So a secret about animation, I hope I'm not breaking anyone's hearts, but animation, like mainstream animation, isn't really done in the US anymore. A lot of mainstream animation like SpongeBob, BoJack Horseman, whatever cartoon you probably have in your mind, that it's probably either done in Canada, Korea, maybe Australia, maybe somewhere in South America. But usually within those like few spaces.
Yeah.
Mostly because like here in America, what we do is what I do. We design everything. Like I design the props. My coworkers design the characters and the backgrounds and the colors and whatnot, and the boards and the scripts. We do all of that here, and then once we're finished, we send that off to our studio, wherever that might be.
Yeah.
In Canada, maybe, for example. And then they animate it for us, and then they send it back, and then we might do like some, fix this, fix that. We send it back and forth, and then about maybe like 9-ish, maybe a year, maybe 2, depending on the show. In a few months to a year, we get it back, and then we air it. So it's not animated here in the US.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the world of outsourcing.
Yep.
There you go.
Pretty much.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, was there any like shows or movies that you watched as a kid that wanted to inspired you to pick up animation?
Ooh, this is such a niche. This is a very niche one. Anyone who has seen Kill Bill Volume 1 might know the tale of Orin Ishii. That is basically that. If you've seen Kill Bill Volume 1,
I have not.
Oh my god,
Quentin Tarantino. I can't name. I mean, I can name all the movies he's directed. Never watched.
I'm not a movie buff either. And Quentin Tarantino is problematic, but I love Kill Bill. That's like an amazing, like both those movies. I love them both. But
Your chaotic side is showing.
Yeah, but to answer the question, there is an anime sequence in the middle of that live action movie. It's a live action movie, but it's an anime sequence basically telling the story of Orin Ishii. That's one of the assassins that basically assassinates or tries to assassinate the bride, the main character.
Okay.
And the backstory of Orin Ishii is basically that like her family was attacked by like a mob boss or something, and like they're brutally murdering her parents as she's like hiding under the bed. And it's such a disgustingly gory scene, but it's beautifully animated. Like I feel like anybody, I don't know, I like watched it way too young. I was like, excuse me. I was like,
there's one. I'm gonna get a swear jar.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I won't cuss.
No, you're good.
There was like, I watched it when I was like, damn, I was young. I was at like 6 or 7.
Yeah, you should not be watching that at 6 or 7.
Yeah, because it was just like, but I really like, I just was so enamored with that entire sequence. And it's like, I'm not even, and to this day, I'm not really an anime girl like that. I will watch some anime, but I'm not like an anime buff like that. I don't know the niche ones, but that scene is so beautifully animated. The colors are amazing. The story is amazing. If anyone, like the emotions are just so like raw and real, and just something about it, I just love it. So that was one of like my main sources. But other shows that I'm really into, like again, I'm pretty edgy, so I like the anime Painting and Stocking with Garter Bell. It's a really funny anime.
I'm pretty edgy.
Yeah. I'm not edgy. Let me think. I was really into Lilo and Stitch. It's very different from those two. Lilo and Stitch was another one.
The
I,
jump between Lilo and Stitch and Kill Bill is
yeah, I know.
crazy. Okay.
I know. I like was definitely an animation connoisseur
uh,
as a kid. But I feel like what really, really did it, it's not embarrassing, but I feel like anyone who's in animation or who like knows of this will be like, oh my God. But Steven Universe is really what did it. I know.
no, seriously.
Yeah, Steven Universe was what did it. Like when I was in high school, like I was just so into Steven Universe. That was like the best story I'd ever heard in my life at the time. But like,
Dude,
yeah.
let me tell you about Steven Universe.
You
I
like Steven
remember
Universe?
when it was about to come out
Uh-huh.
and and I pick up music from commercials. It could be like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, that sounds dope.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the song. It was Hudson Mohawk,
Oh, Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay.
Literally, that is the way. Oh my God. Oh my God. The way I literally know exactly what you're talking about. I saw the
Yes,
exact same commercial and I was like,
yes,
what are you doing here, Hudson?
yes,
That is literally
yes,
such a raw album. I love Hudson Mohawk.
yes,
Like he was before you. He was one of my favorite
yes.
DJs, like legitimately. Hudson
Aw,
Mohawk was like
aw.
2010s, like, but no, yeah, that really, I was like, I gotta watch this now. Cause
That set the tone.
yeah, it really did. It
And
really
then,
did.
dude, I remember that whole commercial. I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I gotta look
And
into it.
you
Did
know,
you like it?
dude,
You like Steven Universe?
Steven Universe and regular show, but Steven
Yes, regular show.
Universe.
Yeah.
And what happened with Steven Universe? It actually one episode actually almost made me cry.
Oh,
I swear.
which
I think
one?
it did make me cry. It was when Garnet and they split. They
Oh yeah,
and
Ruby and
yeah,
Sapphire split.
Ruby and
Is that
Sapphire
what
they
Keystone
split.
Motel, where they go to the motel and like they're fighting?
No, it was the one that they were locked up
Oh,
by Emerald.
Jailbreak.
Yeah,
Jailbreak.
is that Jailbreak when?
Yeah, when they reunite and you find out that Garnet is a fusion. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was the first episode I ever watched actually.
really.
And I
So
was
that
like,
was deep in the season though.
yeah, like I was like, what the hell is happening? So then I rewatched it, like, oh, this show is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
they had the song sequence,
Um,
"Made of Love."
yeah, yeah. I can't remember the name of the song right now.
It's "Made of Love." It was.
Made of Love, yeah,
I don't want to
probably.
sing it because I gotta act a little hard. You feel me? I can't be on. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
that song was like Rebecca Sugar is such an amazing song,
Yes.
right? Such an amazing, just like I hope to one day be able to meet her or meet
Mm,
them. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what their pronouns are. I think it's they them.
mm.
But I can't wait to because we are in the same industry,
Yeah.
obviously, and there is 9 times out of 10 there will be a day that I will meet them. I just like I really hope to work on one of their projects one day
Yeah.
because like just like the artistry of the storytelling, the songs, like I'm not really a musical girly, like I'm not really into musicals or anything, but the songs, It's Over, Isn't It? By Pearl. That is such an amazing song. I know if anyone who's watching who
Uh,
you're not into animation, It's Over, Isn't It? Everybody can feel that song. You'll
yeah.
listen to that song and be like, ow. You know, it's a song about like she literally says, "It's over, isn't it? Why can't I move on?" Like, and it's like she's just trying to get over it's like someone she lost a very long time ago. And
Okay.
she's like, I gotta like like she basically is like beating herself up, like, how dare I be like so
Critical.
I can't remember the word. I'm like trying to like bring the words
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But yeah, like um she's like, I'm petty and I'm dull with the nerve to doubt like her. I know
Mm,
it's like the context is important of the situation, but like yeah, it's just like such a beautiful song. And
mm.
Here Comes a Thought is beautiful. Like it's just so many amazing,
That's a
beautiful
really good
songs.
show.
Yeah, it was a really good show.
I
Steven
don't.
Universe did it.
Steven Universe. I wasn't a big Adventure Time kid.
Yeah.
Regular show, Avatar, Last Airbender. Yeah.
I have the entire Avatar, like all of them, like each book on DVD. I have not watched Avatar yet, which is like an animation sin. I'll be
Okay,
like,
next question because no, that's crazy. Having the whole Avatar.
I haven't watched it. I just haven't had it. Okay, no, that is actually not true. I actually did watch it during the pandemic, but I didn't finish it. I got like all the way up to like Zuko, like spoiler, betraying Iroh and then apologizing to Iroh in the cave, and then
Spoiler alert for a show that
yeah, that's like a
has
thousand
been
years
out.
old. Yeah. But I haven't finished. I haven't seen the Zuko and Aang arc yet.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah, I saw all of Bossing Say, like I saw that. Like there's no war in Bossing Say. Like I know like most of the story. I just haven't finished it.
Yeah.
Which is like so stupid. Like I just can't finish myself. I can't bring myself to finish it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Dude, you gotta
Yeah.
whatever,
We'll figure
man.
it out
Yeah.
one of these days.
So in the past, you had the chance to work with the Superhero Project.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is, if you guys aren't familiar, it's a Northeast Ohio nonprofit that pairs children who have disabilities or serious illnesses with an artist. So, what went into that creative process to animate the 10-year-old Neve?
Yeah. So so the way I got into that was I got into that through my school, CIA.
Mm.
Um and the process was a little, sorry, I'm just trying to like find
No,
my words.
go ahead.
Yeah, the process was honestly like very touching because like it was cool. Like so basically what they do is they'll interview the child and their parent. And Nevaeh, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering correctly, is nonverbal. So her mother had to essentially like fill in the gaps a lot. But the interview will basically condense of like, if you were a superhero, what kind of superhero would you be? What would your cape look like? Would you wear a cape? Do you have a sidekick? Stuff like that. And Nevaeh, I remember she really wanted sparkly shoes and she wanted balloons and a wand. If I'm not mistaken, a wand that said like Black
Black
Girl
Girl
Magic.
Magic. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember when I was reading the description, I'm like, I had so many ideas. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. This is gonna be really cool. Like, cause like I'm a little girly girl too. I like pink and yellow and orange. Like that is literally all me. And I really like I saw a lot of myself in Nevaeh. Like if I was a superhero, I want some sparkly shoes and
Yeah.
like a little wand too. So like I really just try to like inspire my inner child, my inner little girl, and like try to like put both of us, not both of us, onto the page, but like stay true to what she wanted, but also like try to give as much finesse as I possibly could without being too busy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I specifically remember she wanted a mask. If I'm not mistaken, she wanted a mask, and that was back when COVID was happening. And I remember thinking to myself, like, when COVID is over, because it will blow over. Like I was being optimistic at the time, but like when COVID blows over,
Hello.
right? Like, I want you to be able to have a version of this poster that does not remind you of like this terrible time when we're all locked indoors and it's kind of miserable, no vitamin D.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
superseded it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I did two versions of the poster where I was like, I want you to have the mask, but also have the mask off so that you can see her smiling face.
Was it like a regular mask or was it like superhero mask?
I cannot remember.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Like I
No,
can't.
you're good. I remember because I looked at the article. I read the article.
Okay.
Had to do my
Yeah.
homework. I'm doing my homework on
Yeah.
everybody.
I can't remember if the mask, I don't think the mask was anything super. I think it was just a regular mask. Oh no, I
Okay.
think the mask had like a one of those ribbons for maybe cerebral palsy.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Okay.
I could be totally misremembering, but it was so long ago and I've had so many artistic projects up here right now. So
Yeah.
it's like, and I did a couple of kids. She wasn't my only kid. I had two others.
Okay.
So like with similar disabilities. So it's like I'm just trying to make sure I'm not mixing up like
Yeah,
theirs
no,
with
you're
hers. But Nevaeh's was definitely like my more popular one. And like when I say popular, I mean the one that had the most mainstream attention. And I was really so excited because they sent me a picture of Nevaeh with the note. Because I wrote her a note too in like the photo, and I was like, it was just so sweet, you know. Like see, like it was so nice to know that I made like the mom so happy. The mom was she was very like thankful and like very like she was just. And sometimes I open like old Facebook accounts I haven't opened, and it'd be like, we love there was another kid. We love Cam's photo, or we love Nevaeh's like photo. Like I'm like, oh, I wish I would have saw this when, back then. But like I appreciate that. Like just seeing that every parent that I've worked for has been so like, we love, like it's made such an impact on like their happiness. So
large level of
it's really cool.
appreciation.
Yeah, I love that they showed the appreciation. Like it made me feel really good. I really want to work with them again. I just have been so like scatterbrained and busy, but I think I'm on hiatus right now.
Yeah.
So like, what's up?
Exactly.
I'll probably reach out to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so what goes into your process of designing for different shows understanding that different shows have different styles. So, for example,
Mhm.
when it comes to when you're designing for Owl House, how
Mhm.
is that different between designing for, I don't know, Hamster and Gretel?
Okay. So, um, Owl House, I actually certain shows you'll pick up very easily.
Okay.
Owl House, I picked up like that. That was a very easy show style to pick up. There are
Mm,
other shows that are just like, oh my god, the rules of this show is a little like wacky in
okay.
terms of props. Like like the Ghost and Molly McGee, for example. That show has a very drawn quality to it. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like the brushes are
okay.
like sometimes there'll be like no line for something and then there'll be color instead. If that makes any sense. Like there'll be implied volume, implied line, and you just kind of gotta like roll with it a little bit. But when I'm hopping on a new project or a new show style and I'm like, this is wacky, this is insane. I just kind of just spend a little bit of time just watching the show.
Yeah.
Cause you watch the show and you kind of just like
Pick it
you
up.
pick it up. But then you also like I'm in the same industry as the people who work on the show. So it's like I'll like sort through a prop designer who works on that show
Mm,
or a designer who works on that show, and I'll just like look through their portfolio website, and see how they break down the props. And then that's kind of all it is to it. You kind of just assess, okay, how thick are the lines? Um, um, how precise is the perspective? Um, it's a lot of just like like how sharp are the corners? Because certain shows will have like very doughy, very like thick,
round.
yeah, very
Yeah.
round, and then other shows will be very precise, very specific, like on point perspective. And then
Okay.
perspective in other shows you can cheat.
Yeah.
Like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, for example, the perspective is very right, but it's a comic-y show.
Okay.
So like the lines, oh my god, I love the prop. That was the first show that I ever worked on for props. The prop style for that show, I'm getting goosebumps. I love the way they draw
Mm,
everything. It's like a sketch. It's like you don't even have to like. It's not a sketch, but the lines because based off a comic book, so like the lines are very like not messy. They're precise, but at the same time, like there's like frayed edges. Like it looks like I drew with a pencil, and I love that. Like there's thick and thin. It's like a very fun, very like this is like everyone should watch Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
yeah.
That show is so beautiful to me. I mean, that's not me being biased either. Like I mean that. That's
Yeah.
such a beautiful show. But yeah, it's really just like going through like other artists' work and just like seeing how they do it and like just paying extra attention to where are the lines thickest, where are they thinnest?
Mm.
Are there when you're adding in details, like is there a rhyme or reason to these things? Is there like are there like scratch marks on things, like stuff like that? So you kind of you kind of you kind of get it. I hope I'm not talking too much. I feel like
No,
I
no,
kind of am.
and it's funny because the reason why I chuckle is because it's almost like it looks like a therapy session.
Does
Like,
it?
like here, oh yeah, she said something. Let me write it down in
I'm
my journal.
dead.
But no, so my question that I was writing down was
Mhm.
like, if you're going to watch, for example, a movie, Spider-Man, the Into the Multiverse,
Mhm.
uh,
Spider-Verse, yeah.
Spider-Verse, that's what it was
I feel you,
called.
yeah.
How do you stop yourself from being a critic and like over analyzing, oh, I would have did this way, or and being an audience member?
Okay. So uh okay. So in movies it's a little easier because
Okay.
in animation there are two sides of animation. There's feature, which is the movies, and then there's TV animation, which I do.
Mhm.
TV animation moves a lot quicker. It's like I get like 3 weeks to do, maybe 2, 3 weeks to do something, whereas in feature they have months to
Yeah.
do like one thing. They make sure they get it all the way perfect, and I do have to turn my brain off a little bit. It's because like sometimes like story wise, like there would be like certain movies like I'll like from certain studios I'm expecting a certain level of quality.
Yeah.
And if I feel like it's lacking, it's like I'm used to this doesn't feel like a insert studio here movie. This doesn't feel like this feels like a little rushed. It feels, like sometimes
Mm.
and that sucks, but I have to remind myself like it's a kids movie. Like
Yeah.
it's a kids movie, and it's like I know I'm an adult, and I know that like it's just not for me. It's like I have to remember, I have to remind myself that like this movie wasn't made particularly for me. It was made for kids, and like it's okay if the story doesn't make 100% sense. Like it's a kids movie. You gotta like give it some grace. You know, the
Yes.
same grace I try to give movies and TV shows the same grace that I would want my show to be given.
Mm.
You know, because like I don't know. Like I know what it's like to have to work really hard on something and then go on Twitter or X or whatever it's called now and seeing like kids mostly and adults, but kids and adults like trash on it. And it's like, you know, it's a kids show. You're not the main audience or like it's not that big a deal. Just enjoy the content. Like, you
Thank
know?
you.
Like just enjoy the
No,
content.
seriously. And I see
Yeah.
that a lot, like on
Yeah.
Twitter, like, what, why are so many adults overzealous about a
Man.
children's show? And I do understand,
Man.
like, there, like the context or the content of what is in the show may not be fitting for what you're trying to teach your child, and you have
Mhm.
you have the right to do that as a parent.
Yeah,
That's your responsibility to
absolutely.
monitor what your children is
Mhm.
consuming. um but why, as a 40-year-old, why are you complaining about the stylization of
Yeah,
SpongeBob?
exactly. Like, oh, it doesn't look how he used to look in the 90s. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're using
dude.
totally different software. We're not drawing on pencil and paper anymore. The reason why SpongeBob looks totally different from the way he did in
Yeah,
1990 whatever is because like they were using pencil and paper. Like where
yeah,
everything is assets now. Like we've adjusted and evolved with the technology, and now we're using like Toon Boom is
yes.
an animation software we're
Mm,
using. We're not drawing on like what do you call them, drawing boards anymore. We're drawing on these things called Cintiqs,
mm.
like these really big iPads, not iPads, but they're like these really big like tablet screen tablets. We take these pens and we draw on them, so everything's like digital. That's why like things look different, you know, like so.
So what's
Yeah.
stopping you from getting on Twitter and telling these people to touch grass?
I just don't care. I legitimately just don't care. Like I get, this is not a flex,
uh
but I am paid enough to care about my work and that's it.
yeah.
Like like I'm paid enough to not care
Mm.
about what anybody thinks. Like about like, I just don't give a
Yeah.
I don't care.
No,
Like
it's
I
totally
just
understandable.
yeah, I like I can't bring myself to care anymore. There was a point in time where I did care a lot,
Mm.
but at this point in time it's like I just got other stuff. I got
Yeah.
I'm booking vacations, like I'm
Yeah.
flying like I man, I'm buying cars, I'm booking, like I'm booked and busy. I don't have like, you know, at the end of the day, like the buzz about it on social media, like it's just like any publicity is good publicity. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I wouldn't say that,
Yeah.
but like you're talking about it, so I did something right.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
right.
So
I
when
mean,
I get what you're saying.
or not I, but we as a team, we did
Yeah.
something right. You're talking about it,
Hey,
so
I know that's right. So
right.
I I, I was thinking about this yesterday, and the statement, how does it go? What's not understood does not have to be explained.
Yeah.
And over the weekend, like, and I welcome constructive criticism, but you also have to understand who it's coming from
Yes.
and their level of understanding of what they're
Exactly.
talking about.
Exactly.
So with me as a DJ, I'm constantly trying to push the needle of
Mm.
what music I can play and what I can get away with.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
and also, I'm DJing for a college bar, so it's just like, let's not take ourselves too seriously.
Exactly.
Um, so over the weekend, I'm talking to this girl, and she was like, "Yeah, I really wish you would play more throwbacks." And her definition of throwbacks would probably be Dancing Queen, um,
Okay.
Gwen Stefani. I have
Okay.
no problem,
Yeah.
and I do that,
Yeah.
but I start to get aggravated at myself
Mhm.
if that's all I'm playing. Going in week in, week out, I'm playing the same set or I'm playing the same
Word.
songs.
Yeah.
It's like you you draw you begin to gain a level of complacency. I'm not growing as a DJ, going in there playing the same music. I'm not growing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel that.
And I feel like there has to be a level of understanding from I don't want to say the client, but clients do book you.
Yeah.
But I believe that people have to do their due diligence when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to selecting a DJ and
Exactly. Like that's your
selecting
style.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you understand this. So if someone a client approaches you for a commission,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever experienced a time when a client has asked you to do something that's outside of your repertoire? Like I don't do that style necessarily.
Typically, like if I'm getting commissioned and like they
Mm.
ask me to do something outside of my style, I'll just like be like straight up. I don't do I don't really do commissions anymore. I haven't done it in a long time. But like
Uh,
if someone asks me to do like I don't want to be gross.
okay,
How
no,
PG
yeah,
13
I
can
know
I
where you were
get?
gonna go, and
Yeah.
no, you're good.
Okay.
um,
How
let's keep it PG. Let's keep PG
all
13.
right, all right, all
PG
right.
13.
I was gonna say something
No, I
crazy.
know where you're about to go.
I was gonna
was
say
it
something wild.
was it called like Rule 38 or something like
Rule
Rule 30?
34. We'll say
Oh,
that.
geez, all right, don't.
I was about to get a lot more explicit.
I know where
But
the.
like I won't. It would have been funny. It would have been funny, but all right, I'll keep it.
And it's funny, I with this show, I haven't selected mentally where I was gonna have like the rating system.
Uh-huh.
So no, I get where you're about to go, and don't ask me how I know. All right, you might have just outed myself.
Whatever. I'm seasoned. I'm well seasoned by the internet. All right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so I but anyway, I digress.
It's
Um
it's almost like the iceberg theory of
yeah.
animation.
I know it all though. Like I'm deep
so,
in the trenches.
so you so
It's a
you see
bad
what's on top,
time.
and you don't see what the weird stuff that goes on.
Right.
That's
Okay.
terrible. It's
All
just
right. All right. Back on topic. I somebody asked me to do some crazy Rule 34 stuff. I'm like, all
really.
right, that's not me. Like that's I don't really necessarily judge like cuz I have friends who do draw stuff like that. I'm like, all
Yeah,
right. I don't draw that stuff. I can't really stomach it. Also, like, I just can't stomach it.
yeah.
So like I can't draw that, but I know someone who can. I'll just be like, hey, this
Th-
person can.
exactly.
At the same time though, from a professional point of view, like I just suck it up. Like if
Mm,
there's things like, for example, okay, so right now I'm on a series. It's called Chibiverse, and
mm.
I'm anyone who's familiar with anime. Chibi is essentially like that very cutesy, like doughy style, like
Okay.
short, like you know what I'm saying, big heads, short bodies, that type of thing. And Chibiverse is basically like where it's like a this amalgamation of all the Disney shows in the Disney canon, and not the shows, but movies as well, like Cinderella and
Mm,
Moana, da da da. They're all in this one universe, and they're like little chibi versions. It's really cute. So
mm,
all the characters, like this is the first time I've been on a series in a long time. But before that, I was working on shorts,
mm.
which were all going to be on like TikTok, YouTube, whatever. And the shorts like are called theme song takeovers, random rings, and those are called show style shorts, which is basically like I might do a Phineas and Ferb short this day. Maybe this day I'll do a Hamster and Gretel short, which is the same thing.
Okay.
Maybe this day I'll do a Big City Greens. Maybe this day I'll do Ghost of Molly McGee. So it's like 5 different styles, or it's like a bunch of different styles I have to jump from. And at first, when I first started working for Disney, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this because like it's most people who work on in animation are working in TV. You're working on one show and that is your style.
Mm.
But I'm working on literally every single Disney show every 2 weeks.
Huh.
So like artistically, it keeps me on my toes. But like when I first started working for Disney TV as a designer for the shorts at multi-platform, it was difficult, I will say, to kind of like figure it out. But like I said, like I just started watching. I've figured out my method now. Like I watch the show.
Mm.
I look at like, okay, what I'll do is I'll watch the entire show and I'll go to the credits and then I'll look at the names. Like prop designer for this show is this person, this person, this person. I'll Google those names and then I'll look them up on Twitter. I'll reach out to them like, hey, I love your work. I'm working on the shorts for your show and I'd love to see like where can I see more of your work? And they'll send me like maybe a link to their portfolio, stuff like
Huh.
that. And that way I'm networking and I'm getting the information I need.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
being a student,
Yeah, a student, essentially, yeah.
and that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I think to grow, you have to remove that ego,
Yeah.
remove that. And it's one thing to be confident. Hey, Kelly, how you doing?
Hey.
If you guys don't know, I'm talking to Kelly in the background. What's going on? All right, guys, we're back. We just had to get a word from Miss Kelly. So, one question I want to ask you is, um, when it comes to your art style and the emotion,
Mhm.
have you ever had your art be affected by the emotions that you're feeling?
Um, yeah. Professionally and in my own personal work, definitely.
Mm,
Um, like trying to figure out how to say this without. There are days when I'm extra inspired.
mm,
I will say there are times when I'm extra inspired and I'm drawing something. I'm like, oh my god, this is the feeling.
yeah.
This is the feeling. Like I'm sure like like when you are like DJing, I'm sure like you like really into it. I'm sure like like you ever see the movie Soul? So
Yes.
that feel that like you're in the place. I don't know what I
Yes.
can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it, but like
Yes.
you're in it, And like you're just in it, and like it just sometimes like I get really inspired, but then other days I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to draw this car.
Uh,
I don't want to draw this remote like random stuff, like sometimes I'm bored. I'm
mm,
bored as hell. And I have to but the thing is, when you're bored, you make boring art.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So I have to make sure I am inspired or like finding ways to be inspired. So, like, a way to keep myself in a good mood to create is to make sure I'm living my life. I
yeah.
have amazing work life balance. I'm very thankful for the fact that my job allows me to have good work life balance. I there are days where like working to me isn't necessarily like like just hunched over my Cintiq, my drawing tablet,
Mm,
and just like like trying to work it out. Other days it's me going out and life drawing.
mm,
It's me like sketching in my sketchbook. It's me talking on a podcast.
yeah.
It's me talking with somebody. Like this right here. This is like for people who are like listening
Yeah.
on something else and maybe not seeing, but like this space is a good space because like there's like some I can pull so much inspiration from like the shapes of things,
yeah.
it's just like going out and making sure that I am utilizing my eyes and like
Mm,
not just looking but seeing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like my night on Friday night. Like that's a good way to that's a good way to stay inspired.
Girls' Night Part X.
Man, that was we had a time.
Nah.
Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
Emotions definitely. Yeah. So
Yeah, and I think the reason why I asked that is
mhm.
because I for my recent concert I opened up for Mariah the Scientist, and going
Mhm.
into that I was telling myself I want to do something that's different. That's something that's expressful. I can get up on the stage and play
Yeah.
Mo Bamba 10 times
Right.
and call it a day. But I was just like, you
That'll
know
do
what?
it.
Yeah, I was I was just like, let's try something different. I want to express myself. And I was kind of going through some things at that time.
Mhm.
And I was like, what would be good for an R&B crowd? Okay.
Mhm.
Heartbreak. I'm gonna get up on this stage and be completely honest. Hey, I made this when I was heartbroken. That was the first thing I said up on the stage. I was like, yeah, I was kind of heartbroken when I made this set list.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, they came up to me afterwards like, yo, this is really dope, for
Mhm.
you to express yourself.
Yeah.
First song I played, and my whole set was kind of uh it what's the word I'm looking for? It showed the stages of heartbreak. You feel it at first,
Yeah.
then you boss your life up. Then you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Then
You
you,
boss
then
up.
yeah,
Yeah,
then you the
yeah.
then you kind of have those kind of moments where
You get the glow up of your life. Yeah.
yeah, you get then
Yeah.
you kind of got those moments where you kind of bring it back down. It's like, oh dang, and then you got to end it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how
Mhm.
it felt, and that's what I wanted to show
Yeah.
during my set. Um, there's been times where I've almost cried during the DJ set. So
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
And it was just coming from a space that people were enjoying the music that I was providing so much to a point
Mhm.
where it was just like, wow.
Like happy tears. I'm
Yes.
overwhelmed by the fact that I mean every artist, I mean hopefully like any mainstream artist who's doing anything with the public like that is like I can definitely relate.
Mm,
Like I feel like I've had similar moments like when Owl House like the final episode of that aired and like I saw like the responses to like things I put in, like little Easter eggs here and there, like seeing everybody just like go crazy about it, it made me feel so proud. So I get it, like it's the
Yes.
pride of like being able to sway somebody or like to make anybody feel anything with something you've made or done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I cried. No, I cried actual tears after. You ever seen Pursuit of Happiness?
Yes.
So
That's a great movie.
that is a great movie.
Yeah.
So it was my first time. No, it wasn't my first time DJing for Kent State Athletics. We did a basketball game. It was a big game, big turnout, and everybody was just like, "Oh man, you did a great job."
Yeah.
And I got back into my car. I'm driving home and I just started
Mhm.
crying.
Aw,
I'm clapping for myself,
yeah.
and everything like that. I just felt, it was just so much raw emotions because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know, like, I commute to Kent and also
Mhm.
being a student, there's times where I've had to sleep in my car. There's been times where I've had to
Yeah.
sneak into places.
Yeah, the struggle.
Yes.
You've had to like go through the struggle, and you've had like that
Yes.
moment. That's your moment, like at the end of Pursuit of Happiness, where he's just like walking through like the crowd of people, and he's
Yes.
clapping, and he's just like so overcome with like the positive emotion. Yeah,
Exactly.
I know exactly what feeling that is. I think I had something really similar to that yesterday. It's so crazy you would mention it. Okay, I hate to be that girl, but no, I don't hate to be that girl. Manifestation is so real.
Yes.
It is
Oh
literally
my
so real.
gosh.
Like, I know how it sounds. Like, just manifest. No, manifestation is so real. It's happened to me twice. On two separate occasions, I have gone through old notebooks, like old, and like I was manifesting. I didn't even know I was manifesting.
Yeah.
And the first time I did it was maybe 2018. It was in this old composition notebook I had for art school. And in it was just me, basically my critique notes. When I would have a critique, I would like write down the notes. But the first page of that notebook literally said, I am going to be, it said something like, I'm going to be the first Black animator for Cartoon Network, which is obviously like, there are Black. So like, okay, but like, because I was obviously I didn't really understand. Like, there's Black people who work at Cartoon Network, but it was just a list. Like, I'm gonna be the first Black showrunner for Cartoon Network. I'm gonna be the first this and that, and God will it, and it will be mine, and like stuff like that. And like, it just was me just like breaking down how I wanted it, and like I will be that person by the time I'm 25.
Yeah.
And then boom, it happened, and I was like, that's amazing that I was able to manifest that, or like that I was able to write it out. But then, I did it again. I don't even remember writing this down. But I just moved out of my parents' house recently. And I went upstairs to my old bedroom. I'm looking through like this crate of books. And I found an old diary from 2021, summer 2021. Very sad summer for me. A lot of tears, like a lot of anxiety. It was a very bad summer. And I was just sorting through the notebook, like reading about, I'm not gonna say his name, but like, but like reading about like an old boyfriend and whatnot.
Oh, you wrote about him in your journal?
Every page.
Oh no,
dude!
sorry.
Every single page. Every page was about him.
God.
Every page was me like working through it. Every single page. But that's not even the point. Manifestation. I don't even remember writing this, but it literally said, "It's a year later. You live in a sub city of Cleveland. You're in a cute, clean apartment. You're still freelancing for Disney. You are making hella money. Yeah. You got hella. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll be PG. You getting money. You getting dudes. You like out and about. You having fun. You have a cat named Coke, and it's pure white. That's like always a joke. I always wanted to have a cat that was white and it was gonna name him Coke. But like, I don't have a cat named Coke. But it was so weird. I was reading yesterday in my bedroom, in my old bedroom, like blow for blow, minus the cat.
Yeah.
It is literally my life right now. And I don't even know when I wrote that. I said it's a year later. I'm assuming I wrote it sometime last year. It might have been, I don't want to say. Okay. I might have been a little inebriated or something. And I just didn't remember. I might have been a little inebriated. And I just didn't remember writing it. But I remember yesterday, I was so shook. I was in shock. I was like, let's go. The way, like, I was literally, all I did was write. Anybody, if you want to manifest your life, just find an old journal and just write it out. Just write out, in a year from now, I will be this. In a year from now, it don't matter how goofy it might sound, no matter how like delusional it might be. Like, literally shoot for these stars and just just write it out and then forget about it. And then like, because on 2 separate occasions this happened. And I mean, like, it's only happened twice. Could it be just a weird coincidence? But like, it's crazy it happened twice. The exact same thing in 2 different journals. The exact same, like me just writing out, like in this point in time, I'm gonna be this, in this point in time, I'm gonna be that. You know, like just like I think everybody should manifest in a journal. You
Yeah.
don't have to like manifest and pray over it and put a spell on
Spell
it.
on, yeah. You don't have to light the candles.
Just write it out, because I feel like we were just talking about how like writing things out was like a lost art.
Exactly.
I still journal. I journal. I don't like to type things on my phone. I have a notes app. But I don't really like the things in my notes app. It gets lost to time. Sometimes I stumble upon like thoughts, and I'm like, damn, I should have wrote this in a journal so I could like come back and like digest this when I really needed to.
Yes.
But I'm done yapping about it. Manifestation, yes. Get a journal, or just like write it down on a piece of paper, put it in a time capsule, or put it somewhere safe.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you got to do. But I think manifestation is real. So sorry, I don't mean to derail a conversation.
No,
with
you're
my
good.
Hippy dippy BS, but like
2 points about manifestation. My younger cousin, he actually got me into writing stuff down. He constantly, he's like, man, you gotta get a journal. So I was like, you know what? I got a journal, and this was before I opened up for Lil Yachty and Cash Dog. So writing stuff down, what I'm gonna do at this point, and, you know, what I'm gonna say, how I'm gonna say it, you know, planning out through my head, what songs I'm gonna play, stuff like that, and the things that I want to do further past that point. And in the same journal, I've written down some goals, and one of them is I want to be a top charting podcast, and you know, and hopefully, God willing, you know, that does happen. But I think the thing that where people go wrong when it comes to manifestation is they'll write it down, but they won't do anything to accomplish that goal.
Yes.
They just think it stays on that paper, and they're not willing to, you know, I've said this in the past podcast, go to sleep at 3 a.m. and be up at 6. You know, they're not willing to sleep in cars, and you know,
you gotta be willing to be uncomfortable.
Exactly. And that's where, you know, people get upset at themselves.
Exactly.
But it's like, what can you do?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like I wasn't like, I don't know. I mean, moving. This is a little smaller, a little tamer. I was gonna move to LA this year, but
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, but with the writer's strike going on, and like, you know, the state of animation currently, I just thought that would be smarter if I just stayed home a little bit. But moving out of my parents' house, like at all, and being on my own and all, was very scary for me, because my parents, like my mother, like love her to death. She let me stay like in the top floor of our family home, and that was my little apartment for a couple of years while I like basically got my footing in the animation industry, and saved up some money, and I really appreciated that. But I just needed a change. Like it was nothing had to do with like me being like a
kicked
like,
out,
kicked out, or like a toxic household or anything. It's just I just needed a change. I needed a change in scenery. I felt like I was stuck somehow mentally, and I think like moving out, like it was very scary for me. I was afraid I have a deep seated fear of failure. But at the same time, my deep seated fear of failure is what kind of pushes me to like get out of my comfort zone, because I feel like number one way to fail is to stay where you are. You know, like you gotta like keep going. You gotta like it doesn't just stop at just getting the internship at Disney. I had to like network my way into an actual job, and it doesn't just stop at a job. I have to now like I still like I'm flying out. I think I'm still debating, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fly out for this expo called Lightbox in LA. It's like a big convention of artists. We all get around. You know, like it's not just me like, oh, I have a job at Disney now, I can chill. Now I have to like work on my perspective. I have to make sure I'm still like studying and making sure my art is good. Like, I have to fly out to LA every now and then, make sure I'm keeping my connections strong, and making sure that like if anything falls through, like I could get fired tomorrow, or like my show could get canceled or something. Knock on wood, you know, like hopefully not, obviously, but could get canceled tomorrow. Like what am I gonna do? I need to like make sure I'm
stable.
Stable. Yeah, making myself stable. So, but it's all uncomfortable. Like I wouldn't say I'm awkward anymore. I'm not as awkward as I used to be. Like I was an awkward, weird Black girl growing up. And people who know me know. But like now as an adult, like I still have like those social anxieties. Like I'm afraid of like being weird and like just, but I mean, you just gotta be you. And I feel like when you are you, like people love you. So like it's like, just chill. But anyway, I'm
No,
talking.
you're good. One
But
of the
yeah.
things that I'm mad at you
Why?
is
What I
because
do?
your TikTok.
Oh, what about
Yes.
it?
You don't post anymore,
Oh
man.
yeah, no. Forget that.
Oh my gosh. And one of my favorite TikToks of yours
Oh God.
is when you go back and reflect the art throughout your years.
Oh, I
And
remember that one.
that
Yeah. That
is
one's so
no,
gross.
I love that one. And it's just like because you can see the growth, you can see almost what you were going through at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I was like,
My influences.
yes. And
Yeah,
then
Steven
looking
Universe.
at yeah,
Right.
and then looking at who you are now and how far you've
Mm-hmm.
come.
Aw,
It's just
thank
like,
you.
wow, that's really inspirational.
No, I appreciate that. I know exactly what TikTok that is. It's
Mm.
crazy. That's like one of my really early ones. I like something I don't want to post on TikTok is just
It's yeah, I get it.
yeah, like so a part of working in animation or TV and film and period. Um, I brought this up to Kyle earlier before the podcast, but fans are overzealous
Mm.
frequently, and like a lot of people um I don't know. I just don't like the toxicity of social media. I'm not really on it anymore. Like I don't really care to share my art with the world as much anymore because
Mm.
like not because I'm afraid of what someone will say. I just I feel like my journey with art these days has been a little bit more personal. I used to be like really into character design. Like that was
Yeah.
my thing for years and years and years. These days, I don't really care much about characters. I care more about surrealism. I like surrealist paintings. Like that's what I do in my free time. And my paintings are very personal to me and I could give a damn about the clout that I get on
Yes.
social media
Mm.
about it. Like I just don't care. Like and it's kind of insane because my entire life I wanted to be Instagram famous, wanted to be famous, and then boom, I have 40,000 followers on TikTok overnight, essentially.
Yeah.
But then like what comes with that is a lot of just
Pressure.
pressure and like not even just overzealous people. It's just like sorry, I'm just trying to think of the word. What comes with that is like just like this, you're doing it now for the likes. You're doing it for like, and that's just what
Mm.
happened to me. Like
Mm.
I would literally get addicted to like refreshing my TikTok and like seeing like 100 likes, boom, 100 more likes, boom,
Yeah.
50 more followers, like 1,000 more followers. Like, it's crazy like seeing yourself blow up and like you have like it's been 2 days and I have 10,000 followers. It's been 3 days and I have 15. It's like it's crazy seeing that happen in real time. But I didn't like the way I felt, like so that's why I just like I'm not on TikTok anymore. TikTok makes me toxic. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. Like I be something about TikTok.
I've seen the videos that you send me. Yes. You need to get off of TikTok.
Hey, what do you mean? That's different.
The
That's different.
last
That's
thing you
different.
need is TikTok or any social media
What do
platforms.
you mean? I feel like my videos be funny.
I'm scared of your For You page.
My For You page is a disaster. It's like really, it's cringe content. Not based. I got my For You page is based. It's
Man.
based.
But I do think that when it comes to social media, I feel like if you're only doing it, and I'm saying this for anybody who wants to get into content creation, or
Mm.
if you want to be a DJ, if you're going into it just for the likes, 9 times out of 10, I mean, what? So again, what was your experience with that? Like, just essentially doing it for the likes, the
It
engagements.
didn't start that way. I just like
But
I
when you
don't.
found yourself that you were,
Yeah, like when it started to when I started to blow up,
mhm,
especially like that was spring 2021. When I started to blow up, that's when I just felt myself becoming more what's the word I'm looking for? I like just sensitive
okay,
to any feedback.
okay,
And it's like as an artist, I shouldn't be sensitive to any feedback. Like at this point, like I don't care. If it's not coming from
yes,
like my art director or someone in the industry that like I admire or respect, or if like not even just that, if it's not coming from a place of like this is a constructive criticism would be to like, I think your perspective is wonky. I think your colors are a little weird. You know, like,
Mm.
okay, I didn't ask, but thank you. Something I will consider. But like, if it's just like some random, like, just some kid, like, I
What do
just
you know?
right. And it's like that's the thing. Like, I feel like the reason why I'm off TikTok particularly is because like it makes me feel like I'm childish somehow.
Okay.
So the thing about TikTok makes me feel like I have to respond to a comment, and I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just like it's more like practicing self control,
No,
really.
you're good. And
But
one of the things that uh I've experienced recently, I don't
mhm.
know if this is a trend going on, but if I'm playing a song, someone, and this is weird, they'll turn around while the whole party's having a good time. We're out there up dancing. You'll get like one person who turns around and is like, skip this song.
Anyway,
Yeah, like, and then
goodbye.
yeah, and the first time it happened, I'm like, oh, you're joking, right? Like, no, like they're dead serious. They want you to skip the
Let me
song.
skip this song for you, the one person who's broken the immersion. And like, you
Exactly.
know, like, yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
and I feel I've started to check that entitlement. I'll tell them like, hey, I'll come to the DJ booth. Let's talk about it. What makes you feel that you can? I don't know, and I don't want to come off like I'm being like a diva
No,
or
I
anything,
understand though.
but
I
it's
get it.
like,
Yeah.
I'm providing a service.
Hmm.
If you don't like what I'm playing,
Go get a
I'm not.
drink.
Yeah, go get a drink.
Yeah.
You take this time out to, hey, do something else. I'm not playing this whole song for. I was
Just for you,
yeah, I'm
right?
not playing the whole song just for you, and also I'm not playing this song for the next 3 hours.
Hmm.
You're not gonna like every. You're not gonna like every song that I play. You're not gonna know every song that I play,
Right.
and that's the point of going out. If you want to hear every song that you like and that you want to hear, you throw it on a playlist and play it as loud as you want in a
Exactly.
car.
Right.
But if you want to get an experience, you go to a place that has a live DJ. I believe it's
Right.
that easy, but it makes too much sense.
I think people like with social media and just like having phones and like having everything in your pocket all at once, I feel like
Mhm,
people are used to being able to be like to be able to command their experience, like have the experience they want on command at all times.
mhm.
And it's like, hello, that's like what I would call
Wow.
chronically online. You get your
Wow.
ass off the phone
I
because
never
like
thought about that.
that is like legit. That to me, that is like someone who like just chronically online, like
Yeah.
you are so used to everybody catering to you when like you're able to like just scroll away or like change skip, like that's how I be feeling with like the radio sometimes. Like I
Mm.
want to like skip the radio, but like when I didn't have a phone this weekend, when my
Yeah.
phone was broken, I was like just gotta roll through it,
Thug it out.
gotta thug it out, right? Exactly. But no, yeah, that's chronically online behavior to me.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's
It's
real
bad.
bad,
And people attention spans are getting worse and worse by
mine
the
included.
day.
I have the attention span of a
My,
goldfish.
mine included is terrible.
Nah, I know what I
So
am. It's okay.
I was watching the Odd Ones Out
Mm-hmm.
video, and he brings up how
Oh goodness.
oh
Sorry.
he brings up how like a background that he was drawing took him like 7 hours
Mm-hmm.
to put together, and it was only used for 7 seconds or like 4 seconds.
Right.
So tell me your experiences with that.
Okay. That happens quite frequently.
Uh-huh.
I've gotten used to it.
Mm,
Like that's just the nature of the industry.
mm,
Like I feel like harping on like, oh, it was only on screen for 7 seconds is just like unproductive. I mean, no. I mean, it's okay to acknowledge that.
mm,
Like but it's not something like I am thinking about now 3 years deep into my career. Like at first maybe like, oh, okay. But it's like I'm you're constantly working on things. And like, for example, I think I might have touched on it a little bit briefly earlier, but like something I do today won't see the light of day until maybe like next year, like
mm.
the middle of next year.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm most episodes that come most things that I work on, I miss when it premieres.
Mm,
Like because I'm working on other things and then I might show, oh, like this came out already. Unless it's like something huge, like the Owl House finale. I had to watch that. That was the finale.
yeah.
Or like the Moon Girl season premiere, da da da. But like most things, I'm just like, okay, like I'm just so busy with other stuff. Like I just like I've accepted it already. Like
Yeah.
okay, like and also I've been paid. Like I've been paid. Like
It's,
like I look at things. I really hate to sound like someone who's so like money centric, but like as an adult, like this is how you just gotta be. Like the way I look at it is like I'm paid to not care about anyone else's opinions. I'm paid enough to be able to like be like, hey, you can hate it. I don't give. I
yeah.
mean, I don't care. Excuse me.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's
I'm
like
sorry.
$10. You're buying me
I literally
lunch.
am no. It maybe it's 5. You can get a $5 foot long if they got them.
Okay.
They still do that?
No.
That sucks.
Inflation.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, a $5 foot long is like actually like an insane deal
Yeah.
these days.
That is.
Yeah. Anyway, um, but yeah, no, I'm paid enough to not care.
Mm.
Like I'm paid enough to like, you know, like I hate to. It's not a flex. I'm just saying, like
I'm broke. No. No. Zaria's basically saying I'm rich, you're poor.
I didn't say that.
Your opinions mean nothing to me.
But
I've seen what makes you boo. No, I've seen what makes you cheer.
Quite literally,
your boos
though.
mean nothing to me.
No, I mean, but literally, like they don't. Like I just stay busy, and it's
Yeah.
not even just about like money. Like I'm always into something else. Like I'm hanging out with my friends.
Yeah.
Like I have like a fantastic support system. Like I have you, I got my mom, I got my dad, I got like my friends. Like I don't really care if they like it or if they don't, or if it's on screen for only 7 seconds. Like it's part of the process.
Yeah.
The hate, the scarcity of like things being on screen. Like it just, you know.
And it doesn't do you any well to be stuck on it, on that one thing.
Exactly.
Like, and I touched on it a little bit last podcast. I got booed by 8th graders. Yeah.
You did not.
I did.
Well, 8th graders suck.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. But you know what? I was just like, I booed them back. So that's what. So I'm gonna give you guys the rundown. I never gave the full rundown of the story. So I was DJing for a school, and like I said, the 7th graders were cool. 6th, 5th, 4th, they're all cool.
Aww.
Got to the 8th graders, and they wanted music that I can't normally play at events.
For kids.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Yeah,
and yeah, they, you know, it was cool for like an hour, and then they're like, you know, we want this song. I'm like, I can't play that song. I don't have the clean version of that song. The clean version of that song doesn't exist. So they start booing me.
They don't make clean versions of songs anymore?
They don't. They really don't. A lot of artists do not like making clean versions of the song.
Yeah, I was actually listening to a podcast where Cardi B was talking about how she had to make a clean version. She was like, I don't know what to say. Like, because like some it's so like raunchy, out there. Yeah. Like you can't. Yeah.
It's like, what, you know, what can you do? But yeah, and they're getting booed, and you know, in the process of me being booed, I started booing them back. I matched that energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start booing you. You boo me, I'm gonna boo you. So no, I mean, after that it was pretty cool. But I did kind of grow a distaste towards doing school events.
Yeah.
Because it's either the kids aren't gonna like what you're playing, or the administrations they're not gonna allow you to play the type of music that they were listening to. Like, you know, twerk music. And I'm gonna put air quotes around twerk music because
I understand what you're saying though, yeah.
Because you can twerk to anything.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But you're talking about like club bangers.
Club bangers, exactly. But realistically, I was told by this school in the past, like, oh, you can't play this song or this song. I'm like, dude, it's kind of ironic because I graduated from this school. You guys played this song when I was the exact same song. You guys played the exact same song when I was in high school. Now when I'm playing it, it's an issue, and it's the same administrator, same board, but it's just like weird because I don't know, when I'm playing music, and also they only get 2 times out of the year to actually truly enjoy themselves, and go out there and have fun with their friends. When I'm DJing, I'm not looking out to the crowd to see who's twerking. I'm looking for people to have a good time. Yeah, and you know, I feel like if you're an administrator and you're not allowing these I'm not gonna say kids because when you're in high school, you're these teenagers to enjoy themselves.
Right.
They rarely have opportunities to get out and actually,
Mm-hmm.
be sociable,
Yeah.
sociable,
Sociable. Yeah.
sociable.
It's a weird word. Yeah, I get it though. Yeah.
Where they're gonna find other places to do that at,
Right.
and with bad influences.
Yeah. Well, kids are also like, unfortunately, like I mean, kids are different these days, like I feel like they grow up a little faster.
Yeah,
So I kind of understand
especially with
why.
social media.
Yeah. So like remember when we were in high school, when we were kids, social media was kind of like
It wasn't an essential part of your life.
yeah, like now it's an extension
Yeah.
of your life. Like now social media back then was kind of just like something you hop on and off. It's like just like you might text some, I don't know how to describe it, but you get what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
these days social media is like a literal extension of everyone's lives. And like it has such like a dramatic impact on everyone. Like people are using it younger and younger. So like I feel like again, chronically online. Or
Yeah.
we're not opening that can of worms again. But like but like just like I get why they probably be like, oh, your class moves into it, but this class can't. Because maybe like media literacy like is slowly seeping out the door as people start using social media younger and younger.
Yeah.
So like, they don't understand that what they're doing is quite literally like the eighth graders understand that them throwing is like quite literally disgusting. Like it's gross. Like you don't understand like how insane that looks to an adult.
To an adult,
and
exactly.
like what essentially what you're saying. Like throwing cheeks is not like just a fun little thing to do. Like that is like legitimate like you're sending a message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand.
I get it as like an eighth grade. But I guess, and then I also think back to like when these administrators, when they were my age and the type of music that was being played, Juvenile, back it up.
Right.
And then I'm just like, oh, well, I mean, if it was okay for them in the past, they shouldn't have a problem with it. But hey, they're the high school kids are not the ones that are paying me. So that's what I'm like, hey, if you say that, if you deem this not to be appropriate, all right, cool,
right,
skip song. But the kids are gonna twerk to whoever the teenagers, they're gonna twerk to whoever they desire. I could go like this.
Right. Somebody gonna do it, right? Somebody will find a way.
Exactly. So it's like, what can I do?
Right.
I think another thing that me and you have in common is how badly people mispronounce our names.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You've had to change your name a couple. Yeah, I think your Instagram handle right now is Zharia. Zharia.
Yeah. It's been that for a minute though.
Zharia.
It's been Zharia since I like for a minute.
And I was wondering why. And then do you want to elaborate why it's not just Zharia Rahn?
Oh, okay. Because okay. So really it's just Zharia because I was 15 and I needed a handle, so I made a name called Zharia. That was it. And I just stuck. And I don't mind talking about it. I was a little cringe back in the day. I didn't mind it. I was cringe on Maine.
Weren't we all?
Yeah, when I was 15, I was a fairy. Whatever. I don't care.
Look at us. I mean, we're on a podcast,
right?
And we're talking to ourselves in this empty room.
Right. I am secure within myself. I don't mind admitting. Like I I was a 15-year-old on the internet, and like I didn't really know what a furry was, but like I just knew that like personas I thought they were cool. Like I had a fursona. That's essentially, people who don't know what a furry is. A fursona is like your animal counterpart. Like,
wait,
what's that?
You said furry, or I thought you said fairy.
Furry.
You were a furry?
I was a furry in high school. Not like, but wait, not like the one that wore like a tail and ears and stuff. No. I was just like a furry artist. Like, but it's like it's kind of hard to explain. Like I wasn't like, when people hear furry, there's so many different facets of furry. I wasn't like I used to make like this comic about these wolves, this wolf pack. And it was pretty dope. It was pretty based. Like it was like these wolves, and they were running through the wool. They were at war with this pack of with this herd of elk, and they were like bodying the elk were bodying the wolves, and the wolves were like, F that. Like, we are the predators. So like they basically were going to war. It was I might remake it. I thought it was like, as an adult, like, I think it was a cool little concept. Maybe a little passion project to do on the side. But anyway, in high school, what were we talking about?
We were talking about how you growled at kids.
No, but I actually did that. No, I didn't. Not in high school though. Not in high school. But no, I don't remember why though. Why were we talking about this?
We were talking about your Instagram handle.
Okay. Zharia was the name of my fursona when I was 15. It was a gray wolf. Her name was Ziggy, but her full name was Zharia, and she was a member of this wolf pack that was getting bodied by the elk.
Yeah.
And she was the youngest, and she was really cute. I have pictures of her still. Like, if you scroll down real deep into my Instagram, she's still there. She's like one of the first things I ever posted. She's like a gray wolf, and she had like this big tuft of hair, and she had like a necklace with a Z on it, and she was gray with a black back, and she was cute. But she was like goofy, like me.
Yeah,
like she would like F up a lot. Like, she'd fall, like she gets captured by the elk, and she falls in love with one of the elk.
Oh, so it's giving
Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, a little.
It is giving Pocahontas.
It was giving Pocahontas, but like she fought like little interspecies relationships, love is love and whatnot. So yeah, that was the vibe of it.
Oh,
but yeah, it was a stupid self-insert. Like, it was cute. Like, I was 15. Shut up. So anyway, while everybody else was, I was definitely like, I was a different kid. Like, everybody else was like into like Fashion Nova and what was popular in 2016, 2015. Snapchat. And like, Snapchat, my Snap score to this day is like in the low thousands. I don't understand Snapchat.
I don't understand Snapchat, Snap scores, streaks.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It's just like a waste of time.
It is a waste
get
of
out of
time.
my face. Like, streaks? No, dude.
No, leave me alone.
No.
Like,
get a job.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, now we're actually might be at $10. We're at $10.
That's like 15.
That's so not the truth. So not the truth.
But anyway, people like, it's weird because people, they'll so with so much conviction, they'll be like, "Oh, djsmillz." No, djsmillz.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like, I already told you, I thought it was Smilz at first too, but there's no E. It's no like E. One of those things where it's like you read it real fast and it's like, okay, because like my Instagram handle used to be the Zharia Show, but people used to be like the Zharia Hair Show. And I'm like, the Zharia Hair Show? I'm like, no, the Z Hair Show or something like that. I'm like, no.
Same for you. I thought your last name was Braun, but it's Zharia B. Rahn.
That is so crazy to me. Yeah. That like, no, yeah, it's my middle initial gets like, but that's happened to me like on like government documents before. So really? Like, yeah, they'd be like, oh, we have it as Braun. I'm like, no, the B is its own initial. Yeah.
So you have any questions for me before we wrap up, Miss Zharia?
How was homecoming?
Homecoming was cool. Yeah. Had a great time. You know, I'm starting to become more confident speaking on a mic in front of 1,000+ people.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Scary. It was scary at first, I bet, but yeah, that's really that's good that you getting comfortable.
Yeah, I just, my only gripe with it is that I wish I could do it more. You know, the schedules are so spaced out. It's just like if we had a game every week, I know with basketball season coming up, I'm going to be able to get those reps in a lot more. Nice. But you know, there's something about being on that football field, having that microphone, and you know,
I bet.
having them, they're having me run to this spot. Oh, you got to read this on camera live. All right, I love it.
That's so cool. Yeah, I get it thrill. And love it.
A lot of and just being around a team, both teams, all of the teams, the basketball team, football team, CJ Harris, the basketball team. You got plenty of great guys on it. Yeah, even the women's basketball team. I love all the teams, and you know, just being a true fan of what I do. Yeah, you know, and
that's so cool. I'm sad I missed it.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah. Even the podcast, I've had one of my friends. He came. He was like, "Yeah, dude. I had a road trip for like 3 hours and I watched the podcast." And I was like, "You're the first person to tell me that they've actually watched the podcast.
Yeah, I actually feel really bad because I turned on the podcast, like your episode you sent me, but I was working and I was not listening.
Yeah,
like it was one of those things
Zharia.
where it's like, but it was specific. I was doing something. I was designing a train. You gotta get me some slack. I was designing a train, like trains or
locomotives.
Okay, yeah, locomotives, but bikes and some like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse for an artist is a bike, a car, so 2, like a horse or a man. Those 3 things or those 4 things are like the worst things to ask an artist to draw. A man, don't ask me to draw a man. Get that out of my face. I don't want to draw a man, but a bike, just kill me. But anyway, yeah, no, I was designing a train.
So I get it.
And I was really just like into it. And I remember like autoplay had like, I had a couple things on autoplay, and the next thing I know, I was like something totally different with them. I was like, oh, when did the podcast end? Then I got hungry and I made a sandwich. So like,
you're good. And now you have your own podcast. You're here.
Oh, my own podcast episode. You mean?
You have your own podcast episode.
Yeah, I love it. It's been nice. This is like you're a good podcast host.
You think so?
I know. I'm not saying that to like. Damn, I gotta check what I say because you know me.
I know what you were about to say because you said it earlier.
I said it earlier.
Yeah. No.
Okay, no, but no, like for real, I'm being like legitimate. Like I'm being like genuine. Like this is a nice flow. Like I've been on other podcasts before. Like no shade to them, obviously, but like I feel like this was more of a conversation and not more just me like them asking me a question. You just talking and
yeah. And that's what it is. It's punching the clock. We're true. We're authentic. We remove the egos, and that's what this is about. Authenticity.
Hell yeah.
And you guys can check out Zharia's work on Instagram at Zharia.
Zharia. So that's
Zharia. Why I always say Zharia?
It's okay. I'm actually not extra active on Instagram because again, like F social media. All my homies hate social media. But like when I am on social media, you can shut up. You can catch me on most social platforms under the name Zharia. That's Ziggora. And then if you want to look at my professional work, you can find it at my website, ZhariaRahn.com. That's ZhariaRahn as in Nancy, .com. Boom. And that's where all of my professional work goes. So if you want to see like the black and white stills of some of the props I've designed for Disney TVA shows and other shows, such as for Imaginext Animation Studio, shout out to them, love them. You can find that all on my website.
Boom. And that's all we have for the Punchin The Clock podcast with djsmillz. Your 9 to 5 show. Appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.